Hello there. Welcome to another episode of Flash Zellow Fiction Done Fast, the show where I take a bunch of writing prompts from my friends and turn them into one-page short stories for your entertainment. How's everybody doing this evening?
Oh, it's been a lazily day.
It's been a lazily day.
Actually, I can't even necessarily say it's been lazily or lazy for that matter.
Been, I know a couple weeks ago, I think I talked about it on stream, but I have a bad gut bacteria that kind of laid me out for a little while. I'm just starting to get back into the swing of working out without my stomach feeling like I'm trying to digest glass. So, I hopped on the exercise bike today and I tried something different. I set a metronome. Because I figured if I wasn't going to be pushing myself super hard, I was going to find something that was a challenge and then, like, stay there. And, definitely was ready to die. I don't remember being that sweaty in recent memory. Ever. So, I say it was a lazy day, but I actually think it's more I pushed myself harder today, and now I am just tired. That's kind of how it do, though, right? Like, you're like, oh, I'm just feeling so lazy, and then you like think about it, you're like, oh no, I'm driving myself into the ground. These are two separate things. Isn't that right, honey?
Yeah.
Yep. So,
Oh.
what? Yeah, that sounds nice.
Mm-hmm.
Our roommate is gone for the week. You could go steal his bed.
I could.
I feel like that would be awkward. I forgot, because I always do. To update my tags, because they go away if I'm not streaming every single day. And that annoys me, but I haven't taken the time to see if there's a way to fix that. Well, also another thing, one little thing that just kind of...
Our room is just at the right angle to catch the sun for most of the day during the winter.
This doesn't have... Our room is actually swelteringly hot in the winter and stays kind of nice in the summer. So our room is always like... I'd go so far as to say 10 degrees warmer than the rest of the house.
Yeah.
So, like, this room feels like... It feels like nap time. It is nap time temperature. I was gonna... Right. I remembered something. I also got some new prompts. So let me add those to the list real fast, and then we'll just hop in and read them and go from there. How's that sound, guys?
Oh, it's gonna be a good stream, guys.
Okay. So we'll get. Alright, well, let's see what prompts we've got, and then we'll go from there. So we have Tincture, noir detective style story about a character stuck in a Home Depot. Also, he was stuck in a house for a year with only a box of sociopathic cereal to keep him fed. How will he reason with the grains in time to not starve? Only time will tell in the next thrilling episode of The Serial Killer. Vermat89 gave us The Angel of Death has a serious sit-down with his inept younger cousin, Natural Selection. Swooby gave us You're incredibly good at making decisions, but only in a very narrow field, and you're bad at the rest of the decisions. Alex B gave us You dragged me into this hellhole, but you can't make me leave. Dune Harper gave us Oh, it just actually occurred to me, Alex B had given us a big drop of streams, and this is not streams. This is a stream. Big drop of prompts, and this must be the last one. I didn't realize I'd gone through most of them. Dune Harper gave us white blood cells protect the body against germs through rap or poem battles. Hamilton meets Osmosis Jones. Dune Harper also gave us Hades is real sick of dealing with all the deaths his younger brother Zeus causes. Romeo is into men, but is too socially anxious to tell Juliet. Poncho and Lefty try to rob a bank. Poorly. A local play of Hamlet, but both the lead and their understudy got in an accident, and so an extra has to wing it. My name is Jonas, he repeated again and again because he couldn't get the goddamn song out of his head. Little Noise Marine gave us a man suffering with extreme depression while being overjoyed. Atanchi gave us two characters fall in love despite barely understanding each other, both bad at English between them, so they end up making their own language, mixing all three. A Sphinx is, Scarlet Fear gave us a Sphinx is trying to come up with new riddles because humans have memorized all of the answers to all of her old ones. Flash Zellow, and I said, oh fuck, I'm so bad at riddles, and she said, that's why she's used the same ones for 2,000 years. And then we got, from Swooby, things were looking bleak after the botched cybernetic upgrade to your left hand, but you finally find your calling as a contender in the World Speed Knitting Championship. And Scarlet Fury gave us, Hades and Persephone's first Valentine's Day together. Does he get her flowers? LOL. And then Swooby, here are the new ones he just dropped. New Swoobies just dropped. You have a magical zipper that opens a pocket to exactly what you need when you need it, but it's never what you expect. You have the most impressive collection of writing instruments in the world, and have spent years collecting them. Today you finally acquired the centerpiece that will let you die happy. And then you can read the thoughts of the person farthest away from you at all times.
Let's see. Oh, I'm awake. I'm not awake.
Am I awake?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're streaming, oh no.
You did this. This is your fault.
I did this. Oh no. You gotta wake up, you're streaming. You gotta.
Nope. Gross.
Kisses.
Gross.
Love.
Gross.
Love.
See, I'm not gonna lie, if it had been me, you would have walked over here and just smacked me.
No.
You're on stream. No. Oh. Okay, I'm on stream. I do want to do something. Been mean to do. He is so loud. Okay. So, something I'm gonna check. My name is just. This is Weezer. Yes? Yes. So let's see. So we've got, my name is Jonas, I'm carrying the wheel. Thanks for all you've shown us, but this is how we feel. Come sit next to me, pour yourself some tea, just like Grandma made. When we couldn't find sleep, things were better than once, but never again. We've all left the den, let me tell you about it. The choo-choo train left right on time. A ticket cost only your mind. The driver said, hey man, we gotta go. We go all the way. Of course we were willing to pay. My name is Weepill. I got a box full of your toys. They're fresh out of batteries, but they're still making noises. Tell me what to do. Now the tank is dry. Now this wheel is flat. And you know what else? Guess what I received in the mail today? Words of deep concern from my little brother. The building's not going as he planned. The foreman has injured his hand. The dozer will not clear a path. The driver swears he learned his math. The workers are going home. 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 Yeah, the workers are going home. The workers are going home. The workers are going home. Yeah. My name is Jonas. Huh. So I'm going to be completely honest. This prompt is weird. My Name is Jonas is a song by the American alternative rock band Weezer. It's the first track on the band's self-titled 1994 debut album, also known as the Blue Album. It was written by guitarist. The song was inspired by Cuomo's brother when having insurance problems after a serious car crash while at college. According to Cuomo, the song explains how the plan is reaming us all, especially my brother. My Name is Jonas was written in the key of B major. However, the song is played with the guitars tuned to E flat. It is played as if it were in the key of C. It's the seventh best Weezer song. Woo! Workers Going Home is a righteous way to kick off a weekend. Third best Weezer song. It's got musically everywhere. Theatrical dynamics, little golden lyric details. The whole mood. Okay. All right. So, again, this was a prompt from Dune Harbor. I just took the prompt and used it as the opening line. My name is Jonas. He repeated again and again because he couldn't get the goddamn song out of his head. It had been there for God knows how long. Days, weeks. It couldn't have been months because January reserved for the Walk the Moon song, Shut Up and Dance. David didn't even listen to Weezer that much. This all happened because of Xavier. He was the one who listened to Weezer. Now it was David who was paying the price. Are you okay? He looked across the table at his date and froze in fear like a deer in the headlights. She looked radiant, and they'd come to the fanciest place in town, and yet, all David could think about was that goddamn song, over and over again. My name is Jonas, and the workers are going home, and great, he said, just excited to be here. She didn't look convinced. Is that why you had a 1,000-yard stare when I was telling you about my job? That was just my listening face, he said with a half-hearted grin. So what is it? What is what? My job. His eyes went wide, while River Cuomo's vocals crescendoed in the back of his mind. When he didn't answer, she sighed, picked up her bag. All right. Have a nice night, David. Wait! He followed her as she stood up. Look, the truth is, I have a song stuck in my head. She gave him a long look. What song? My Name is Jonas by Weezer? A sly grin spread across her face. I like Weezer. Oh, hey Scarlet Fury. Welcome, welcome. You did miss a story. You missed the My Name is Jonas story. But I can throw it to you after the fact. Da-ba-da-ba-da. Sorry, my intern was here. Just do what the bearded cabbie did when I was their intern. Just stick him in a cage. It puts the lotion on the skin, or else it gets the hose again. That's what being an intern is about. All right. This is one of those kind of fun prompts where if you look, I never actually wrote the 5-act breakdown. I wrote it out and then just didn't get around to it. I just started writing because I had an idea. And I was like, oh, I'll just go with that. And then the whole story happened. Okay. So... This was Scarlet Furies, the Sphinx, trying to come up with new riddles because humans have memorized all the answers to all our old ones. Which I don't actually know if I really explained terribly well. But anyways, fuck it. Have you come up with anything? Osoya said, thumbing up and down the infernal device the humans called a tablet. Look, said the young woman, I'm still wrapping my head around sphinxes being real, let alone one of them needing my help updating their riddles with Google. Of course we're real. The real riddle is how ignorant your generation of humans appear to be. Charlie sighed. First she got it from the boomers for being lazy and entitled. Then she got it from the zoomers for her side part and skinny jeans. Now the ancient and unknowable cat-falcon hybrid creature was giving her grief. So why riddles anyway? It's my job. Do you even have one of those? This earned another sigh. Not one that gave me 2 millennia of vacation time. Well, you need a better job, Osoya responded, her massive paw hovering over the tablet as she scrolled. Well, there's your unsolvable riddle, Charlie muttered. What's that? Charlie set down her phone and shrugged. Like, any riddle you ask, they can just use Google to solve. The real riddle of living today is just figuring out how to exist. How do you mean? Well, like this. A job is listed as entry level, but you need experience first. How do you get hired? I do not know. How? Osoya, if I knew, I'd tell you. But that's a millennial. The Sphinx set down her tablet. Tell me more of these millennial riddles. Good. No, I felt like, I mean, it wasn't intentional, but I started going in the direction of, did you ever see, College Humor did a video back in 2015 called Zen Riddles for Millennials? and it was just kind of, I was like, trying to think of, like, you know, I mean, it literally starts with, I didn't remember this, I just popped it up, I'm looking at it, and it's like, you know, how do you get an entry-level job if you need 5 years experience? I know Cassie just shared, no, I shared it to Cassie just this morning. Was, looking for a caterpillar, must have 5 years of experience as a butterfly and at least a master's degree. This will be an unpaid position. Mm-hmm. So, or what's the other? In order to build credit, first you must accrue debt. So, yeah. I thought this was timely. I thought it was appropriate. So, once again, we come one step closer to, we're 95% of the way toward having a completed novel of short flash fiction. So, go us. Go us. I'm almost nervous. Oh, and let's see. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I've put my trust. Anyway, sorry. But you and Dune Harper are tied for first. Oh man, that's good. Like, I think it'll be, I have no idea what to do with these once I'm done. I had talked to an editor who was, like, curious about the project. God damn it, now that song's gonna be stuck in my head. Well, at least it's not, my name is Jonas. Do you have more riddles from me? Probably. I don't know. Yeah, I got this one. The Hades and Persephone's first Valentine's Day together. Does he get her flowers? And a handful of other Dune Harper prompts. Swoopy's coming up, though. I don't think he's not going to catch up, but, you know. So. But, we've only got, yeah. We're at 47,423. We're averaging 323 words per story. This gives us, 155 stories. So we only have 8 left. He did have a head start. So really, you do know it's not a competition, right? Dork. So yeah, 8 stories left. More prompts than I have stories. More than double. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I guess I have to continue on and write as another volume, or something. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm gonna. I don't know what I am going to or should do about that. But part 2. Yeah, I mean, I named it Volume 1 because I wasn't sure where that would end up. Epilogue. I've really enjoyed the process of working on these flash pieces, and I think that it's made me a better writer, especially working on the novel, although I'm still working on the graduation scenes for the novel. For anyone who doesn't know, or Scarlet Fear, I don't know how much we've even talked about it, but the characters kind of time travel. It's kind of like X-Men Days of Future Past, where the characters go into their younger bodies and they have to relive their high school graduation. And as research, I rewatched several times my high school graduation footage, and it's so bad. I hate it. It's awful. But I'm like, I gotta write like a legitimate sounding 2010 valedictorian speech, and I'm like, started working on it, I was like, this is why they didn't ask me to write a speech. I'm terrible at this. Because everything I want to write is just, like, snarky and, like, fucking high school teen spirit. During my college graduation, my friend sitting next to me kept talking to me. Same. I was sitting next to a kid named Will, and we were just chatting the whole time. Oh, yeah, no, I did not give a shit. My fucking graduation, both of them were terrible. Cassie, didn't you fall asleep during my graduation? Commencement speaker?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Cassie went straight to sleep, and I was just, like, sitting there with my friends, just like, God, this sucks, man. How long do we have to do this for? God, I'm so bored. I was enjoying the speeches. They were short and humorous. I demand footage, because I doubt it. I'm not calling you a liar. I just don't trust you. I don't trust your judgment. I demand objective proof. Because I don't think any graduation, like, I hate graduation speeches, especially high school ones. All just fucking self. The animal science department has a good sense of humor. You don't think the theater department has a good sense of humor? Although, we were stuck with what? Performing and visual arts?
Mm-hmm.
So, had to put up with all the art kids at your college. Yes. What exactly is your question? Is did the theater department have a good sense of humor at my college? I mean, there's literally there's a Twitter page called Shit Beacom Says, and he's one of our professors. Beacom, is this what you want? I have no idea. Beacom is just this, like, honorary, gruff old man who works in the scene shop. And he's wonderful. He's just this, like, crotchety old bastard, and we love him. He's not like a... He's got a good sense of humor about it. So, what is it he used to say? I'm gonna go check the weather, and that was code for I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. You can take the paint. Oh, I can't tell if you were just giving me shit or not. I'm never sarcastic, and you are just too easy. What are you looking for? Your approval? If you wanted that, you'd come to class more often. Oh my god, I love Beacom. No. Our staff had a pretty good sense of humor. Did he do a speech? No. I don't remember who did a speech, honestly. Like, again, we were stuck with, like, performing and visual arts, so we had to deal with the artists. I mean, would performing and visual arts also have included, like, the musicians? Or were they
Yeah. It's a performing art. But I don't know.
So that was probably the big thing of...
We had all the, everybody artists.
So, like, we had the dean. She spoke. Dean Deanie. Her name's Shauna Mandini, so, like, we just called her Dean Deanie. And then other students, none of us knew. There was a dancer and a singer. Oh, Cade performed. Cade
Mm-hmm.
did a scene from Red, which is just an absolutely wonderful piece. It's a wonderful play, and he actually had performed this two-person scene with one of the other, the department head from when I first enrolled, and then they just, that was it. Then we got handed our diplomas, and that was it. So there really weren't that many speeches from faculty. It was just the dean, and then like a representative from each, like, sub.
College.
Yeah, each college within the department, or each department within the College of Visual and Performing Arts. So yeah. Like, I honestly don't. Yeah, I didn't. Our graduation fucking sucked. Like, we had this weird old guy do the commencement speech, and that was the graduation, like, for the college. I have never looked at, like, the class of 2017, because they, like, they had part of it where it was all of us, every student, in, like, the basketball court, and then we all separated to go to our individual colleges and have, like, a smaller graduation where they actually handed out diplomas and stuff. So, like, I literally just don't remember the big one, other than the fact that we had just the dullest, crustiest old man, but not in a fun way.
He was like some old reporter.
He was some
like,
old Republican reporter.
news guy.
Yeah, and, like, it started fine, and then he just started rambling on about, like, I swear it was like, and then Herbert Hoover, and it was like, oh, fuck. Right? I think.
I don't even. I was asleep.
Oh, right, that's when you went to sleep. Yeah, no, so, I have been to 3 graduations in my life, and I did not enjoy any of them, and I talked through the 2 that I could. My high school graduation, if I had been sitting next to Dune Harper, subtle save. No, if I had been sitting next to Dune Harper, it would have been we would have been chatting the whole time. I guarantee it. Or at least I would have been trying, because I just did not care. And then fuck off. No, and then I went back for my nephew's graduation like 2 or 3 years later. And I was with my brother Marcus, and we just talked we were in the audience, so who fucking cares? But, like, we talked the entire time. We were just, like, MST3K riff tracks over the whole thing. And then my college graduation, I was just like, wow, this sucks. This is lame. Yeah. So, like, I'm glad you enjoyed yours. But your graduation, mine was nothing really to write home about. I mean, again, because, at the actual college like, my department, I didn't know half of those kids. Or, there was the kid who got up and sang. There was the kid who, the girl who talked about her, like, art. And I was like, I don't know these kids. Like, I don't know who these people are. I've never interacted with them before. We never shared a class or anything like that. So, like, not really the makings of a memorable experience.
What?
Oh, just the fact that because it was, like, music and visual arts and performing arts, I didn't know these kids.
Yeah.
So, like, them talking about their experiences, I was like, cool, good for you, stranger. Can I leave now? So, and this is the reason why I'm not equipped to write a graduation speak. Our speakers even had the audience laughing. What can you do? I do like looking up commencement speeches from various, like, celebrities I like. Regardless of how they turned out later, considering, like, Joss Whedon was one of them. Fuck Joss Whedon, but he did a commencement speech. It was a good speech. Aaron Sorkin did one that I enjoyed. Tim Minchin had one I really liked. Neil Gaiman, Bill Watterson. So I was actually kind of excited. I was like, I wonder who they're going to get for our commencement speech, and it was not great. Because I had kind of primed myself by watching these commencement speeches from people like I really respected, and that's not what I got. And they poked a lot of fun at the teachers, which was funny for the students. I mean, yeah, nobody... Again, because of the way it was set up, there wasn't really anybody to poke fun at, like... I do still remember during a banquet where the student announcers were giving out awards. So there was, like, graduation, then there was banquet, which was a little more small, you know, it was smaller and more intimate. It was just theater kids. But they, there was a moment where the students were fucking up kids' names. And the department head at the time, Peter, just was like, because the big slogan of SUU was like, where the teachers know your name. And so Peter was just like, SUU, where the students know, or the teachers know your name, and the students haven't got a fucking clue. That joke always stood out to me. But they had to kind of stop doing the banquets the way they did, because they used to let the seniors all get up and do speeches. You remember the speeches? Yeah, no, I remember we described one of the speeches the next day as a hostage situation. Was that Ellen? It was Ellen, wasn't it?
For what?
It was just like a 10-minute speech.
Yeah, probably.
Where just like it would not end, and we were all like, oh my god, what is happening? Release us. And then another, there was a girl who got up and basically, like, claimed she was raped during her graduation speech. And we were just like, oh! She's a mom now. But, yeah, so from what I understand, after that, that was my graduating year, and after that, they, you had to submit your graduation speech as a video, and it had to be under a certain length so they could vet it. And then, oh god, what was it, Whiteside? Just started snapping? You remember?
I don't remember.
I thought that was your graduating year, but...
I don't remember.
One of the kids started just snapping his finger until it, like, got everybody to join in, and then he just sang a song, and then, you know, walked off stage, and we were all just like, what just happened? Okay. The president of the university did our primary speech, which meant a lot, because it was his last speech before retiring, and everyone loved him. We had a president who retired while I was there, and I don't remember if I ever even knew who he was. Who we got? We got Scott Wyatt after that, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
His inauguration speech was pretty cool. But, yeah. We handed our name cards, which also had pronunciation, and someone that said, your name allowed to confirm. An old speaker how to say it. I mean, yeah, that was, for graduation, obviously, we got that part right. But for banquet, it was a lot more casual and just, like, student organized. So, like, they fucked up a bunch of, like, rando little shit. Basically, the department just, you know, provided that the ballroom was clear and that we had food, and then it kind of was I don't even know if they ever did rehearsals. They must have. I just was never involved. No, we did a performance, and it was real bad. I remember because we had the sheet music. Actually, when I got up to do my speech, I still had the sheet music in my pocket, and so when I got up, I was actually coming after the girl who spoke for like 10 minutes. And so I busted out the sheet music. It was like 12 pages and it was all like folded up. And so I like busted it out on the podium and like rolled it out. And I was, like flipped the pages a bit to make it really look like I was, like I was gonna do this big epic speech. And then I just like pushed it off. I was like, I'm just kidding. Oh, no, I started with the two most erotic words in the English language: captive audience. And I had this big fucking stack of papers. And then I think my speech was like a minute and 30 seconds or something. I just read a Kevin Smith quote about, always supporting artists, and then moved on with my life. We didn't have a banquet. We always had a banquet. They weren't fun either. Were they? I never had fun at banquet. Did you? Like,
I didn't have a bad time, but
I don't remember ever having a good time. Like, if they had done like a banquet where you could have like, actually, you know what would have been nice? Just music and dancing. That would have been nice. But no, it was just a lot of speeches. That was where most of the speeches went. Because every senior got to make a speech. And so we were there for a very long time. Sounded kind of funny. There was a metal detector I had to go through when I got there, and it wasn't until later I realized I had a large pocket knife, and the metal detector didn't even go off. Good. Scarlet Fury carried a pocket knife into her banquet. Or not banquet, graduation. I did that at an Ed Sheeran concert. What, just a little Swiss Army knife in my back pocket or something? So,
shoved it in my bag.
Samuel Science, I'm sure half of us had knives. Savages. No, like, I miss college until I really think about college, and then I'm like, I don't actually miss any of that. I just miss being, like, social and being in an environment where I could walk everywhere I needed to be. I don't miss the walking. Again, for me, it's more about being in like a walkable community where it's, again, everything I needed was within a 25-minute walk, and that includes my house. Like, that was the farthest thing. Of my house was a 25-minute walk away from campus. It was a 7-minute walk from corner to corner of campus. It was like a 10-minute walk from campus to the grocery store. So, like, my world was a very small walk. That's a long walk for me. That's sad. That's so sad. I mean, it's certainly better than being on, like, UNLV, where, like, part of the campus is, I want to be places in 5 minutes. I don't understand that. I mean, I walk fast, but, like, I enjoy the act of walking and going for walks and being out. And I'd much rather be in an environment like that than having to drive extended periods of time. I don't love the idea of having a commute. That sounds awful to me. I'd much rather be within walking distance than having to drive, I got a friend who has to drive, like 2 hours for work and then 2 hours back. We have 3 separate campuses in Fort Collins alone. Well, that's again, I'm assuming that they're all far away from each other. Because, like, my school only had the one. Like, there's the whole thing. Some are only 1 mile, others are 5. So, this is measure distance. What's a mile? How many feet are in a mile? One mile is 5,280 feet, and from one corner of my college campus to the other was 2,112.75. So that's like 40% of a mile. So I'll have class on the main campus, then 15 minutes after class gets out, I have to be at my next class 1 mile away in 15 minutes. Then I have to run to my car and drive. I drive back to campus, across campus, parking garage to my classroom. Yeah, this sounds like the driving is the problem. This is very much not what I was describing. I was describing how much I liked being in an environment where I could walk everywhere, and what you're describing is not that. Still sad my college doesn't have the 3D viewing. What I'm saying is I don't like having to go across campus to get to a classes when I have asthma and it's cold out. That's fair. I just never had a problem with that. I had a problem with the reason why I know that it's 7 minutes from corner to corner on campus is because I had a real problem showing up late to classes. So I would because I would just find friends because I was social that way. I had a social life. It was really nice. But I would just find friends and hang out, and then I would be like, oh shit, I have to be in class, and then I have to rush. So I walked from one corner of campus to the other with a timer. I was like, cool, it's 7-8 minutes. Or I think it was 7 minutes, so I set an alarm 8 minutes before. So any class, I always had an alarm go off 7 to 8 minutes, because if I was on campus, that meant I could get anywhere I needed at a leisurely stroll. And I never had a problem with that. So I guess I'm sure I could go track down my class schedule somewhere. Not that it's really that important. But, like, I never really had a hard time getting... I don't remember ever having classes where I was like, how the fuck am I going to get from this class to this class? So I think I was just lucky with scheduling. And even when there were classes... Like, I was lucky with scheduling and placement, where it's like, you know, it's 7 minutes from, like, one corner to the other. But, like... If you're just trying to get from the auditorium to the English building, then it's, you know, 500 feet. And that's like, you know, from the far corner. So, it's, you know, getting from the theater auditorium to... Where's the tap studio? The tap studio would be right here. And the English building 367 feet. So, like, it's a small campus. It never really came up. So. I don't have a lot of love for SUU, but I definitely, like, enjoy, like, I don't have many regrets about going to a small campus. I don't think. I have some regrets about going to a small campus, but it's not the actual size of the campus that bothered me. So. Spent a lot of time hanging out there. It's interesting, they've updated this since I graduated, so this is not how it looked when I went there. It's only been like 4 years. God. In a straight line, our main campus is 4,200 feet, but that's not including the twists and turns to get from math to science. I mean, you know, again, I don't know if you're watching this on your phone, so I don't know if you can see. There aren't a lot of twists and turns. There are some, but most of the campus is pretty straight line. There's not a whole lot of places where you've got to, like, do, you know, crazy gymnastics to get from one place to another. Maybe during the winter when there's snow and you can't cut through, like, the upper quad, but even then it's not too much. Yeah, that just goes from 399 to 429 feet, so winter travel is terrible. Yeah, I think that's just kind of across the board, though, because driving in winter is proven to be just as sucky as walking in winter. Although I'm a lot more scared of driving in winter than I am of walking. I've slipped while walking, but it never quite had the same level of terror, or it was never quite as terror-inducing as when your car starts sliding and you go, oh, that's not good. So, oh, memories. Alright. Well, I think, wait, for me it's the opposite. I get asthma attacks every time it gets below 30. Yeah, that sucks. Have you tried smoking? So walking in the cold is much worse than driving. Yeah, fair. I've never had... I don't have that problem. But I do drive a Mustang, and Mustangs are very much not friendly. They're not good on good relations with snow. So it's that whole shit. What are Mustangs? Are rear wheel drive?
Yeah, just two wheel.
2-wheel drive. You're telling me. I honestly don't remember what your classic car is. It's a 68 Mustang, right. So yeah. We threw some 50-pound sandbags into the trunk and we hope for the best. Oh, good times. So, in the absence of crippling asthma attacks brought on by cold weather, I'm much less scared to walk than I am of driving in the snow. But, alright. I think I'm going to wind this down and call it for the night. I feel safer in my car. At least if a driver hits me, it hits my car and not my physical person. See, I'm not worried about a person hitting me while I'm walking. You know, I was a pedestrian in Vegas. I'm not nearly as scared being in Cedar City. That several friends get hit by slipping cars. I mean, yeah, happens. But all right. We can pick up this discussion in the next one. All right. Let's see if there is anyone floating around that we can... That's the wrong button. Raid? Alright, guys. That is all I have to say. That is all I have to write. Remember, no heroes in 2021 or ever. And thank you for sticking around for the stories. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.